Hi, welcome to virtual yoga. My name is Sarah and we're going to go ahead and get started. So find a comfortable seated position. You can sit crisscross, you can sit on your knees. I'm actually going to grab a block, but you could grab a pillow and sit on top of that. Sometimes it feels better, especially when we've been sitting for a long period of time, to lift the hips and let the knees kind of drop lower than the hips. Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes. Just listen to my voice for a moment. Soften the shoulders. Open and close the mouth a couple times to stretch out the jaw. And start to bring your awareness to your breath. Right, just notice how it feels first. Right, does it feel kind of trapped up in the chest? Can you lower that breath more into the belly? Start to smooth it out, lengthen it. Every inhale, starting in the belly, working your way up. Every exhale, can you let your breath start up in the chest and work its way down, squeezing the rest of the air out from the belly. Gradually making every breath a long, deep breath. We're going to take a deep breath together here, in through the nose, filling up. Hold for a moment at the top of your inhale. And open the mouth to sigh it out. Okay, maybe open your eyes again. Nice. And you can stay up on the block. We're going to start to move through some seated cat-cow. So as you inhale, rock forward, squeeze back your shoulder blades, lift up the chin, maybe looking up. As you exhale, rounding the back, bring the chin down to the chest. And I'll show you what this looks like from the side. Right, so as we inhale, we're really wanting to kind of start in the low back and work our way up until the heart is lifted. As we exhale, again, I'm starting in the low back, working my way until the last thing that happens is the head drops. And right, since I'm up on the block, I'm a little bit restricted by how far I can move into this. So if you feel like that's true, you can come off of it, right, and really sink into that. Let's take one more. And then back into neutral. Okay, let's warm up our hands and our wrists before we come into a tabletop. So as you inhale, reach the arms up overhead, spread the fingers wide. As you exhale, squeeze your hands into fists. Inhale to open the fingers wide. Exhaling to fists. Remember, honoring that long, deep breath. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale to fists. Still breathing deeply. Open and close your hands a little bit faster. So we're doing this because the hands and the wrists are not used to bearing our weight. And so just like any other part of the body, we want to warm it up before we start to ask more than it's used to, right? All right, go a little bit faster than you're breathing. Smiling helps. If it starts to burn, you know you're doing it right. Okay, now go as fast as you can. 3 deep breaths. It's okay if your hands start to spaz out. One more long inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and release, shake your hands out, and let's come forward into our tabletop. And so let's take a couple cat-cow here. Your hands are under shoulders, knees under hips. As you inhale, drop the belly down, gradually lift the head, maybe looking up. As you exhale, pushing into the floor, rounding the back, chin drops to the chest. Do one more here. All right, let's start to make our way into our first down dog. So anytime your hands are on the floor, we're going to make sure that our fingers are spread out wide and we're gripping the mat with our fingertips, right? And so I know I'm gripping the mat with my fingertips because when I look down at my hands, I can see that the tips of the fingers are changing color, all right? So walk your hands about a hand length forward, grip with your fingertips, tuck the toes under, and before we make our way into our down dog, let's just lift the knees and hold here for a moment. Draw your belly button in towards the spine. Keep breathing long, deep breaths. Okay, so from here, I want you to shift your hips, keep your knees still really low to the floor, shift your hips way, way back, almost as if you're in child's pose and you're just hovering above the floor. Really focus on the length you find in your spine. One more slow breath. As you inhale, start to straighten the legs. So don't worry about locking your legs out and trying to force the heels down. You can totally pedal your feet out when you get up here, so you push one heel down and then the other. But keep your focus more on that core engagement and the feeling of like pulling your hips back towards the back wall, because we really want to find that length in the spine first and then start looking for the length through the hamstrings. All right, so we're going to skip our sun salutations for now for this taster class, and we're just going to move right into our flow. So as you inhale, lift the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. As you exhale, step the right foot between the hands. If it doesn't make it all the way, you can use your right hand at the ankle, help it forward. All right, find a drishti. Find one thing to look at to help you as you inhale, come all the way up. All right, so arms can be up, but they can also come to your heart. Arms up is just a way to add to the intensity. Now my back foot, the heel is lifted up really high, and I'm looking for this stretch through the back hip. However, you can change this, right? My back leg is also super long, and that can sometimes make some tension in the low back up here, right? So you can bend in the back knee, you can drop the heel a little lower. You can also always come down onto that back knee if you need to, right, come back to your breathing. Remember, yoga is all about breath and less about, right, this pushing past all of our comfort levels, right? We're kind of pushing against our comfort zone. One more slow breath. One more inhale. Reach the arms up overhead if they're not already. As you exhale, step forward for chair pose. Utkatasana. Sit the hips low. Try and round out the low back, right? So instead of kind of finding this sway back where we're opening up the heart, try and round out just here. It's a little shift in the pelvis, if you can see that, right? Here I'm opening, here I'm rounding it out. One more inhale. As you exhale, come all the way down into a forward fold. Keep this bend in the knees. Let go of the head and neck. Arms are heavy. All right, hands will come down to the floor. We're going to step back and follow our vinyasa. So inhale to find a plank. Push your heart into the back body. One more inhale. As you exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Rock onto the very tips of the toes. Squeeze your elbows in towards the ribs to come all the way down. Inhale to your heart opener. Tops of the feet are on the floor. So you can take baby cobra where there's no weight in the hands. Or high cobra, where we keep a bend in the elbows, but we press our heart forward and up. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. One more inhale. As you exhale, back to down dog. All right, we're gonna start to make our way down onto our backs. If you want to do your other side, you absolutely should. But for our taster, right, we're just doing little bits and pieces for now. Okay, so go ahead and make your way down into a seat. Feet come forward. Really keep the feet planted. Find a nice long spine. So we're taking a baby boat here. Hands will come forward. Draw your belly button back towards the spine. One more long inhale. As you exhale, start to round your back. Starting in the low back, try to get your vertebrae to touch the floor one at a time. Let each one have its own moment until you come all the way down. Okay, from here, let's find daydreamer's pose. So the feet come wide, drop the knees together. So you make like a triangle with your legs on the floor. Rest your hands on your belly, closing the eyes. Feel your breath rise and fall underneath the hands. So we're going to go through a body scan, and as we scan, I want you to bring your awareness into each part of the body. Really fill yourself up with that awareness, and then give yourself permission to relax. All right. So let's just start with the feet and the toes. Maybe wiggle your toes around for a moment, and then let them relax. Making your way up into the calves, the shins, the knees, and the thighs. Relax the hips and the glutes, the low back. Moving up to the middle and upper back. Let go of the belly, let it be soft. Melt away any tension in the chest surrounding the heart. Relax the shoulders, down the arms, to the hands and fingers. Relax the neck and the throat, letting your head be heavy. Soften the skin around the eyes and the mouth. And maybe take one more long, deep breath. All right. The practice of Shavasana is essential to the practice of yoga. This is where we kind of take all of that moving meditation and we stop asking ourselves to move, but still ask ourselves to be present. So letting yourself enjoy this relaxation. Anytime you find yourself distracted, just gently draw your awareness back to your body. We're going to rest here for about a minute. You can bring your awareness back to your breath. You can wiggle fingers and toes, bring some movement back into the body. Stretch the arms up overhead, get one more full body stretch. And then bend the knees, roll over to one side. Rest your head on an arm for a moment. And when you're ready, you can come all the way up into a seated position. Eyes will remain closed. Hands come to heart, and we bow forward to practice gratitude. The light in me honors the light in all of you. Namaste. Thank you.